Guys, Sunday dinner at Silly Yaya's. Today we're going to have Irish dinner, not Greek. We're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, which is on Tuesday. So we're going to have corned beef and cabbage. I have that all ready to go. The veggies are all cleaned and ready. I'm going to put that in the pot shortly. I'm going to start the Irish soda bread now. There's some controversy in my family whether or not this is my grandmother's recipe. Her name was Violet, that's who I'm named after, or my Aunt Jeanette's recipe. They may have shared this recipe together with each other, so we don't know whose recipe it is, but it's the recipe that I've been using for years when I make soda bread. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to do the camera a little bit so you can see, and if we'll be lucky, the camera won't fall down. Yay! I have 1 egg in here and a tablespoon of oil. So I'm going to mix that together and beat that. So what we're going to do is add the raisins to this liquid. That's going to help soften them so that they don't get dried out in the baking process. Okay, we're going to add 2 cups of buttermilk. And thank goodness, this seems awfully thin to me for buttermilk. Really thin. I'm going to pour that back in. Sometimes you have these cooking oops. Yep, so I'm going to say this is a cooking oops. So if you've ever cooked with buttermilk before, you know that it's thick. It's got some bubbles coming out from me shaking it. And that was nowhere near thick. So I probably should have shook it before. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay, that's thicker. I still feel like that should be thicker, but that's what we've got. All right, and we're gonna pour that 2 cups of buttermilk in there. And then we'll beat that. Don't you just love it when things go crazy like that? This is absolutely crazy. Okay, and then we're going to take 1 cup of golden raisins. So let's eyeball that. That looks like 1 cup. All right, and we're just going to put those in there, and those will sit for 10 minutes. And after the 10 minutes, I will marry the wet and dry ingredients together. So, all right, 10 minutes, it's been 10 minutes, and I am going to add the dry ingredients to the wet because of the bowl that I've used. So let me just look at that. That looks great. Those raisins are getting nice and soft. So I'm going to add some of this. Well, the raisins were softening in that buttermilk mixture. I cut a piece of parchment paper for the bottom of my cake pan that this will bake in. Because it's a dark cake pan, I don't want the bottom of the soda bread to get too dark. That happens a bit when you use a dark cake pan. And then I buttered the sides of that cake pan. All right, so let's mix this up. So these dry ingredients were 3½ cups of flour and 3 tablespoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. So, and this is a thick batter for sure. So I'll keep stirring that, and then we'll put this on the floured countertop here, and we will get that kneaded. It's been mixed enough. So now I'm going to put some flour on my countertop. So when I went to make this today and I got the flour out, I was like, oh crap, do I have enough flour? And literally, that's how much flour I have left. So I barely had enough flour. All right, let me get my rings off before I do. So let me move the camera so you can see me kneading this. This is really wet. So I took my rings off. I feel like, woo, that's wet. It's still super wet. It's really hot today, and the air conditioner just kicked on. Thank goodness. But in Florida, at least for me, I often feel like the humidity makes a really big difference in baking, especially things like this. There, that's getting better, not too horribly, terribly wet. So I'm just kneading this and kneading this just for about 2 minutes. If you over knead it, it's going to get tough, and nobody wants that to happen. So we'll see. All right, so I'll keep kneading this and get that in the pan. I'm done kneading, and it is now in the pan. And so it's going to sit for 5 minutes. It's already been just a few minutes. Then I'm going to pop that in the oven at 350 for 45 to 50 minutes. And I love it. It's so yummy. And the next day or the day after, if there's any left anyway, it makes amazing toast. So, soda bread is in the oven. The corned beef and cabbage is on the stove cooking away. And yesterday I made white cake, cupcakes. And what I was going to do today is have all the little kids decorate them. But to err on the side of caution, we've decided all those bonus grandkids that I have, we're going to stay home today. My dad is just a few months shy of being 89, and he's in great health. He works out at the gym 3 days a week. He actually volunteers at the nursing home 2 days a week, doing bingo. And of course, the nursing homes have restricted visitors. So as a family, we kind of all just decided that we were going to scale things down. So anyway, I'm going to be doing the frosting myself for the cupcake. So in here I just have some butter. Let me get a spoon. And I'm just going to put some confectioner's sugar in there. You know that always likes to fly everywhere, always. I don't think you can. The frosting's done. I have this big bag filled with green frosting, so let's see what we could do with some cupcakes here. Let me move some of these. Looks good. So we're just gonna go round and round and round and round. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. All right, I'll get the rest of these decorated. Sunday dinner at Silly Yaya's. Look at this corned beef and cabbage. Yummy, yummy. All right, I gotta go before it gets cold. Remember, keep on cooking. Bye-bye.